Hello and welcome back to AriCodes. Today we are going to cover a one-shot lecture about Python basics data types. So, what are data types? Data types are basically values that can be stored in a variable, defining what kind of operations can be safely performed in it. Since Python is a dynamically typed language, you do not need to explicitly declare the data type when creating a variable. The interpreter automatically infers the correct type at the runtime on the assigned value. Python has 14 built-in data types categorized into 6 major groups. If you count the non-data type, then there is the 15 primary built-in data types divided into 7 major groups on the basis of their behavior and characteristics. Those are numeric data type, sequence data type, mapping data type, set data type, truth or logic data type, binary sequence data type, and none data type. Numeric data type is further classified into three types of data types. Those are int, float, and complex. Sequence data type is further classified into four types of data type. Those are string, list, tuple, and range. Mapping data type is further classified into a single data type, that is dictionary. Set data type is further classified into two data types, set and frozenset. Truth or logic data type is further classified into a single data type, that is the Boolean data type. Binary sequence data type are further classified into three data types, byte, bytearray, and memoryview. None data type is classified into a single data type, that is none. So these were the 15 primary built-in data types in Python and which are classified into 7 data types. We will cover them one by one. First, we have numeric data type. As I said, Python supports three built-in numeric data type. Those are int, float, and complex. Int or integers refers to numbers, whole numbers without fractional or decimal parts. They can be positive, negative, zero. Python supports an arbitrary precision, meaning integers can be as large as your system memory allows. Then there is the float or floating point numbers. Floating point numbers basically represent real numbers containing one or more decimal values. Example would be 3.14159. Okay, here's a trivia. Python only supports float, but languages like C, C++ classifies floating point number into two types of data types. Those are float and double. Float supports decimal points up to 7 to 8 decimal values, whereas double supports up to 15 to 16 decimal values. But in Python, both of them are classified under a single category of float. Hence, float supports accuracy up to 15 decimal places. Beyond that, rather than just decimal values, you can use float to express scientific notations using small e or capital E to represent the power of 10. Example would be 2.5e3. Here 2.5e3 refers to 2.5 times 10 to the power 3. And then there is lastly complex or complex numbers. Basically, they represent a pair of real part and imaginary part. Normally in mathematics, in the imaginary part is denoted using iota, but in Python, rather than I, we use j, small j or capital J, to denote the imaginary unit. Example would be 3 plus 4j. Let's understand with this code. So I have written four variables: numint, numflow, numfloa, and numcom. These are the four variables, and uh, va- uh, three different types of values have been assigned to them. So I have written the floating points two times because to prove that Python doesn't support double data type. Okay, so num int have been assigned the value of 314, which is an integer. Numflow has been assigned the value of 3.14, which is, as I said, floating value, the floating point number. Numfloa has been assigned an extensive value of pi, which is 3.141592653589793, which should be considered double in C or C++, but within Python, it will be considered floating point number. And lastly, there is the numcom, or 3 plus 14j. Okay, so using print function, I could have printed them individually 4 times, okay, using for print function. But I can also do that all together using basically creating a separating them using commas. So I have written a print function num int, comma numflow, comma numfloa, comma numcom. This should give me all 4 values within them. But this was about values. What about finding out their class or type of variable? So I can do that using type function. I can write the type function and assign the variable of which I want to find the type or the class. So I can do the same with the print function. Print type num int, comma type numflow, comma type numfloa, comma type numcom. This should give me the class of all 4 variables. And as far as I'm concerned, it should give me integer for, or int, class int for num int. It should give me class float for numflow. It should again give me class float for numfloa, and class complex for numcom. Let's test this out one by one. Okay, first of all, let's just print the values. So I am pasting it here, and let's print this. Yeah. So as I said, it should have given me the 4 values altogether. Those are 314, 3.14, 3.14 dot dot dot, and 3 plus 14j. Since it is a complex number, it is denoted within parentheses. Okay. Now I want to see their types or the class. I can do that using type function. As I said, let's print it again. So again, the values are printed since there was again the print command, and now I can see their type or class. So num int got the class int, numflow got the class float, numfloa got the class float, and numcom got the class complex. I hope this is clear to you. This was the first data type, or the numeric data type, within which we learnt int, float, and complex. Now we will cover the sequence data type. So let's begin that. Before that, let me clear this. Okay. So now it is the second data type, a second category of data type, which is sequence data type. Sequence data type are basically built-in containers that store multiple values in a specific or organized order. Python supports 4 built-in sequence data type. Okay. Oh. Hmm. Python supports 4 built-in sequence data type. Those are str, list, tuple, and range. Str or string, list or list, tuple or tuple, and range or range. Okay, so first there is the string data type. String data type are basically sequence of characters which are immutable or unchangeable and ordered. It is initialized using double quotation or single quotation and denoted using str, as I said. So let's test this string data type using a code. So I have initiated a variable named var str and assigned it a value or a string value. This is a string. I can print it using the print function, print var str, that should give me the string. This is a string, and I can find out its class using type function. Let's test this out. Hmm, yeah, so this give me the string. This is a string and class string. I hope this is clear to you. Okay, this was the first part of the sequence data type. Then there is the list data type. If you have studied C or C++, you know about array, right? So list data type are basically flexible dynamic array holding mixed data types, which is mutable or changeable and ordered. Okay, so now you might be confused. What is this funda about mutability and unmutability? Mutability basically means that the elements or the items within my variable, I can change them, I can add them, or I can remove them. This is allowed when the variable or the data type is mutable, but it is not allowed if the data type is unmutable. Let's test the, I will show the mutability within this list particular data type. Okay, so as I was saying, list data type is flexible dynamic array holding mixed data type, denoted by list and initialized using square or rectangular braces. So now you might be wondering, what is the use of list data type? List data type are primarily used for storing sequential records, managing changing data, and implementing stack. As I said, list data type is basically changeable or mutable. So we can use the list data type to manage changing data. Suppose we are creating a library system. We can use list data type there to add or remove elements or name of books that we have in our library. Okay, now let's test that out using a code. I created a variable mylist and assigned them four values, which are of different types. I assigned it string array, I assigned it string codes, and I assigned it a integer value 5 and a floating value 0.25. As I said, list data type is a container which can hold mixed data type. So if I want to print this, I can print it using print function. uh, and beyond that, if I want to print a specific item within my list, I can also print that using the index number of that particular item. Like if I want to print the first element of my list, I can print it using print function my list, and within square braces I can give the index number of this item, which is 0. Okay, trivia: within list or an array, the index number starts from 0 to n minus 1, considering n is the number of elements within the variable. I can also print the type using the type function, as I said, and beyond that, I can print the type of a particular element within my list data type using the index number. It is same as printing the value print type mylist index number 3. Here index number 3 refers to the last element of my array, which is 0.25. As I said, if the number of items is 4, then the range should start from 0 to 3. So let's test these out. So, as I said, when I want to print the entire variable, I will get array codes 5 0.25. If I want to print a particular element, suppose the first element of my list, it is array. And when I print the type of variable my list is, I get class list. And if I want to print the type of variable a particular element or element holds within my list, it is class float because I printed the floating point number. Okay, apart from that, as I said, my list is mutable or changeable. I have two more attributes I can do, or two more functions that I can execute. First is item assignment, and second is append or remove attribute. So, item assignment is basically I can initialize the index number of a particular place within my list and assign a new value to that particular index number. Suppose I want to interchange the array and codes, then I can do that using my list index number 0 equal codes. Hence, the array will be replaced by codes, and then my list index number 1 equals array. Hence, the codes will be replaced by array. I can do the same. Let's try that out. So paste, remove these. Okay, let's test it out. So I got codes array 5 0.5 0.25. At first it was array codes 5 0.25, but because of item assignment I interchanged their places and got codes array 5 0.25. I hope this is clear to you. Apart from that, there is again one more function, which is append function or the remove function. Append basically means addition, remove means subtraction of an element from the list. So using append function, I can add one more element within my list. Here I have written my list dot append 67. So 67 would be added in the fifth place or the fourth index number within my list. I will get array sorry array codes 5 0.25 67. Let's test this out. I got array codes 5 0.25 67. Or I can remove something, like let's remove 5. I got array codes 0.2567. So these were append or remove attribute in my list, hence proving the mutability or changeability of the data type list data type. Okay, now there is the tuple data type. Tuple data type are fixed size containers. Fixed size means we cannot add or remove values from it. Of mixed data type, like list data type, it can also hold multiple types of data types. So as we just covered, it is immutable and ordered. Immutable means unchangeability. It is used for data protection against accidental modification because it is immutable, or we cannot assign or remove or append any sort of values within tuple. Hence, it is used for data protection against accidental modification. It is denoted using tuple and initialized using parentheses. So, what are primary uses of tuple? Tuples are used for representing fixed database records, protecting read only data, performance optimization, because iterating through a tuple is faster than iterating through a list, as they require less memory, making them highly efficient for data loops. So these were the primary uses of tuples. Let's understand tuple using a set of code. It is as same as the list one. I just replaced the square braces using parentheses. Everything else is totally the same. But the difference would be if we try the above two things, namely the item assignment or the append or remove attribute, it will give error as tuple is immutable, that is tuple does not support item assignment and tuple have no append or remove attribute. You can test it out in your own VS Code or the code compiler. I have pasted this entire thing in my description. You can just go and copy paste there, or you can manually write. So these were the three primary data types: string, list, and tuple. Let's move on to the next category of data type, or the set data type. Set are basically a collection of unique items, and they are mutable and unordered. They are denoted using set and initialized using curly braces. But it would be better for you to initialize a set data type using set function, because if you want to create a empty set, you cannot just directly create it like this. If you will create it like this, the interpreter will consider this as dictionary but not set. So if you want to create an empty set, you need to use set function. So what are the primary uses of set? Set are used when you need to quickly strip out the duplicate values from an existing list. As I said, set is a collection of unique items. So the duplicated values within a set are automatically removed at a runtime. So you can use set to strip out the duplicate values from an existing list. Set is also used for fast membership testing, because checking an item exists within the collection or not in a set takes the O1 constant time, which is exponentially faster than searching through a list, which requires checking elements one by one. Set data types are categorized into two parts: set and frozen set. Set are mutable and unordered, whereas frozen set are immutable and ordered. And as I said, to create an empty set, you need to use the set function, because if you use empty curly braces, it will denote it as empty dictionary, not an empty set. Let's understand this using a code. So I have created two variables, let's name it number one and number two, and assigned four unique values of 1, 2, 3, 4 in a random order and n number of times. I myself don't know I have how many times I have allotted 4, 2, or 3, or 1. So if I will print this set, okay, if I will print this set, I will get uh 1, 2, 3, 4 only once, and the order would not be 4, 2, 3, 1, but some random order that the interpreter will be deciding. Okay, and we can do the same using the set function. As I said, the numbers are like, again, I don't know what I have assigned, but the unique values are 1, 2, 3, 4, and it will print as the interpreter wants, not as the order you have given, because set are unordered. And when you will print the type using the type function, both of them will give you the class set. Again, as I said, set data type is mutable or changeable. You can add or remove values within your set. I can do number one dot add 5. It will add one more value, which is 5, and if I print it, I should get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or I can remove the value from the variable number 2 dot remove 4, and it will remove the 4 from the number 2 variable, and I should, if print, I should get 1, 2, 3. Let's test this out. It was a long code for me to explain. Okay, let's test it out. Yeah. So at first I got 1, 2, 3, 4 for the variable number 1. Then I got again 1, 2, 3, 4 for the variable number 2. And I got class set for both the variable number 1 and number 2. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 rather than 4, 2, 3, 1 or 4, 3, 2, 1 because set is unordered and the order is decided by the interpreter, not by you. And it holds unique value, hence all the duplicated values were removed. Then I added a fifth value that was 5 within my number 1 variable. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I removed 4 from my second variable. I got 1, 2, 3. So this was set. Now let's see frozen set. Yeah. So I can do the same using frozen set. It is almost as same as the set only. But the difference would be I cannot do the add or remove attribute with the frozen set because frozen set object has no attribute of add or remove. The condition is somewhat same as tuple and list. Okay. So this was the set data type. Now we will cover the fourth category of our data type, which is mapping data type. Mapping data type are container data structure that stores information in key value pair, and it allows you to look up a value using a unique identifier called a key. Key are unique and immutable, but values can be mutable and duplicated. Primary uses of mapping data types are lightning fast lookups, representing structured real world objects, handling JSON data, and web APIs. Within mapping data type, Python has only one single standard built in mapping data type, which is dictionary. Dictionary is a collection of key value pair. It is denoted using dict and initiated using key colon value within curly braces. So let's understand this using a code. I have written a variable user and created a data structure within which I have assigned name variable, age variable, and skill variable. I have assigned string AriCodes to name variable, assigned 3 to age since it's been 3 months since the creation of this channel, assigned skills within my list, within a list data type Python, HTML, CSS to skill variable. I can print the entire data structure if I want using print the variable name user, or if I want to print a single part of my data structure, suppose name. I can also do that using print user.get name. Let's test this out. So let's run this. I got the data structure, name, AriCodes, age, 3, skills, Python, HTML, CSS. And I wanted just to get the name. I also got that using name, using the get function and assigning the name value within that get function and got the AriCodes. If I wanted, I could have done it the same using for age or for the skills. I hope mapping data type or the dictionary data type is clear to you. Then there is the Boolean data type. In Python, the Boolean data type is a built-in data type that represents only two values, that is, true and false. And it is primarily used to evaluate conditions, control program flow through loops or if statement, and handle binary states like on and off. So let's understand this with a simple code. I created two variables using snake case. I got is underscore famous equals false, and is underscore new equals true. I can print both of them if I want. Okay, let's one more code. Print type is famous, type is oh, new. So let's print this out. I got print as false and true, and both of them class have the class of boolean data type. Lastly, there is the none data type. None data type defines a null value or a complete absence of value. The common use cases of null data type is variable initialization, default function return, and missing data representation. Basically, when you want to initiate a variable but don't want to assign a value, you basically assign it none data type or none data value. Or if you want to return a default function, then you can also use the none data type, or you can use the none data type to refer to a missing data representation. So this was all about the Python basics data type. I hope this is clear. This one short lecture was quite long compared to our usual lectures of 5 to 10 minutes. This was entirely 30-minute lecture. I hope you were not bored. And if you have any doubt, you can just write it in our comment section. I will try my best to clear all your doubts. You will get this entire note within the description. I hope you liked this lecture. So please like, share, and subscribe. Also, try to leave a comment to increase the engagement of this video. Till then, I will see you in the next lecture. Namaste, Dania. Bye bye.